Okay, so in no way is this any kind of medical advice. This is just my personal experience because I have always wondered what was different about me, knowing that there was always something different, but nobody being able to explain to me what that was and why it was and the benefits to it or the even detriments it could be. So I was diagnosed with ADHD in my adulthood. So about 3, 4 years ago. And so I was prescribed Vyvanse and I was taking it for a little bit. And I increased the dosage as I got used to it because I was like, okay, this is helping. Okay. And something I was ignoring at the time, I was having these heart pains, like these chest pains. And I have heart issues in my family. So it's something that we definitely have to pay attention to. And I thought it was heartburn because I know heartburn can really. So I did that little, test and just left it out and saw if I was having those pains anymore. And I wasn't. The heart, because I was already thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I can feel my heart pumping faster than it wants to, than it needs to. How is this the solution for ADHD? Is making my heart like work harder. It didn't make sense, but it did like really, really help me focus and it helped me be less emotional. But I almost want to say that it was covering up the root issues, which was like past trauma and also like that affecting my nervous system. So, what I've been learning about your nervous system is just like it affects everything. So, it's really, really crucial that you heal that and pay attention to your body because your body is always talking to you. I heard this morning on a reading and I'm like, yep, your body is always talking to you. And if you listen, you're better off because it's just trying to tell you the reality of the situation, like what's up. So when I was having those heart problems and then my grandpa had just passed away from a heart issue, it was like, okay, I really cannot and I won't. And I still have medicine, in the cabinets. Like I won't take unless I need it. And sometimes I like pour out half of them because I'm like, okay, that's really strong. I don't need that much. But the last time I took it was like a week ago when I went and gave my dog a bath. And I was like, I'm going to need the extra energy. It's always like a 3-hour process. So sorry. I'm still getting over a chest cold. And so I took like a 30, And I'm not going to lie, I didn't feel any different. I was actually worried to take it, a little bit worried because I was like, oh, I don't want it to like make my heart go nuts. Because honestly, I haven't had a really good workout regimen for a while. So that's something I need to do to build that heart muscle. That's like really what it needs. It doesn't need the stimulants because I also don't do very well on like too much caffeine. Like I have a sensitive digestive system. Like, my doctor, so I won't go into that. But I'm just saying, I'm not your doctor, so you don't have to listen to me. I'm just saying, this is what I went through. So learning the spiritual side of things was very critical for my mental healing. That makes sense. Like we are being separated from the two. Like they're separate and they're not. You are a human vessel for your spiritual being. Like your spirit is bigger than your human body. And that's why there's this discomfort. And that's why there's this constriction. And that's why there's this awakening process, like your point of being here is to remember. Like we start off not knowing anything. We start off at square Z and we go from there. So all my life, I knew something was different, like I said. And I'm realizing now I'm a different kind of warrior for the universe. You know, we all have our strengths. Some are good at feeling, some are good at speaking, some are good at observing. You know, there's a place for everybody. And I think it's important for us to know all those traits too. But there was so much pressure on me to be a certain way, which is why I started taking the Vyvanse, because I was like, I have to be this way. In order to be successful, I've got to be this way. And sure, yes, you do have to get things done. But with the right motivation, you do. You know, when you're forcing yourself, and like I was forcing my heart to work harder than it wanted to, I felt it. Man, I felt it. I was like, good God, what the hell? And well, confirmation. Like 3 days ago, I drank half an Alani and I hated it. I was like, as soon as I tasted it, I was like, hey, what was that? What was that? And I kept sipping on it because I was like, it tastes like candy, kind of. Good God, was that the mistake? I didn't feel good. I was overheating. I felt nauseous. I felt really weird and like bad tingly. And I was like, okay. So I'm usually a tea drinker. I drink black tea. I drink green tea, stuff like that. And I used to drink cold brew. So, and espresso. I was hardcore. And then my stomach was like, that's enough. And I also used to drink a lot of alcohol too. So again, like the dopamine chasing, thinking like ADHD was the problem and like all of it making sense. Like, oh, that's why I used to drink all the time. And it's like, girl, now I'm realizing like, no, it was a lack of awareness of my soul's purpose. You know, when you're not connected with your truth, with the divine, you are just running rogue. And you only stop when you hit walls. You're just like, I'm just going. You don't really know where you're going. You're like looking at others and you're like, I guess I'm going to try to go there. Or maybe I'll try to figure out how to go there. And in reality, it's going within. That's how everything changes. So with me, it was the deep belly breathing. That connected me and centered me. And I was slowed down by my work because physically my body wasn't keeping up anymore. I kept getting hurt at work and then I would get hurt outside of work and I'm like, okay. So I couldn't do like managing restaurants like I used to. I couldn't bartend. I just really couldn't do what I was used to. And that sent me into this kind of like depression. We're not going to say kind of, we're going to say yes, full on depression because that adjustment period was real. It's still going. It's still ongoing where I'm like adjusting to a different kind of work where I'm working smarter, not harder. I'm not beating up my body for hustle culture. That was a tongue tie. Hustle culture. I'm remembering what resonates in my heart. I'm remembering what my inner child was excited about and really craved and desired in this world. And when I was little, I was complaining about littering. I was like, why can't we just heal the world? What is the deal? Like I was just, my heart would hurt. And the polar bears, I've never stopped obsessing about the polar bears because I love them so much. And the sea turtles, like both, I could cry. Those are my babies. And they've gone through so much. And I feel like I have like Mama Gaia's heart, like Mother Earth's heart, because I can feel it. And I've always been able to feel it. And because I wasn't like everybody else, it's like there had to be a label for it of why it was different. It wasn't okay. It was like, oh, like I've heard from people close to me, like you're too much. Like you're being too much. And I'm like, well, that just sounds like I have a big mission to figure out, you know? I've been touching my face a lot. I'm so sorry. I think it's because stuff is sticking to my face because I have that stuff on. Good Lord. Can I stop? This is going to be crazy. I've never touched my face this much in a video. But I've also made some lifestyle choices. So I'm a little anxious. I'm like a little more anxious, but I'm doing good. Yesterday wasn't doing so hot, but I'm doing a lot better today. And I think it's just because I do have to be alone more than I realize just to understand my energy and to calibrate and to be myself. Because maintaining relationships, sacrificing myself to keep certain relationships has made me act out of character. Like it's not who I wanted to be, but it's who I thought I should be, to make this work. And like who I am is much more like grounded and solid and hopeful and protective. Like I'm protective over others, but I'm much more protective over myself now. And I didn't used to be. And I also didn't used to protect my energy. I didn't even know what that was. So now that I'm doing all that, what's the time? Okay, 11. It's not too long. We'll wrap it up though soon. I just wanted to say to you guys that you can be exactly who you want to be. You can. But that does mean you're going to have to shut up everyone else. And that is a lifelong process because from the time you're a child, you start hearing all of these, rules and stipulations and protocols that you're meant to follow, to be successful and to fall in line. And that's why you're the closest to God when you're a child, because you're not programmed yet. But just remembering who my inner child was is everything. Because with your inner child, with your divine feminine and your divine masculine running the show, you can't go wrong. You're in alignment. But you do have to heal those archetypes, before you can really start to see the world change in the way you want. Because I'm still working on manifesting. I swear there's dog hair right here. I'm sorry. But yeah, to get to that point where you can manifest your own reality the way like Jesus did. Oh, y'all need some fish? Here's 1,000. He was manifesting, bruh. Come on. Instant manifestation. Because he had that frequency. He had that Christ consciousness. That's what we're going for. That's the goal. That's my goal. So, I don't know. This was kind of a random rant, but I just felt like I wanted to put a little bit of myself out there. I'm not religious, but I do incorporate some aspects of religion just because they all touch God. Like they are all different versions or different ways of being close or finding God. I wouldn't say they're all like you're supposed to find your own way to God, but they can help with certain things, either like, oh, what not to do, or like, oh wait, that's interesting. That kind of resonates. Like, hold up. So like I've been looking into ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and healing methods and spells because your words are spells. Spelling bee. Your words, are magic. And I know that now, and I believe it now. But because we were taught to think it was fantasy and we were separated from it from a young age, there's all this like shame. They're like, oh my gosh, you tree hugger. And I'm like, you bet your ass I freaking hug trees. I love my trees. And they hug me back. I love trees. I've always loved trees. My name, Ashley, Ash Tree. Hello. Life roots, baby. Strongest wood too. Like looking up ash wood, strong wood. It's also the original Christmas log wood. And it was said like wheels on your carriages that were made out of ash wood, they would go faster. They were stronger. That's what's up. Look up your guys' names. Like spiritual meaning of your names. Because I had looked up my meaning of my name for my whole life. And then I looked up the spiritual meaning. Different. Very different. Also, try to find out what your original last name was. Because that might have been changed along the way. Okay. I'm going to stop rambling and stop touching my face. If anybody made it to the end, I'm really impressed. Okay. Especially because it's YouTube and it's like, it's over 15 minutes. Got it. All right. It was fun, guys. Just wanted to gab a bit. Talk to you later.